Hello everyone, so this is Courtney from Fiber Fox Studios, and today what we're going to be doing is showing you how to make this exact square that's in my original design of my little owl plushie. This crochet design, you're going to be using a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. You're going to need some buttons, some fabric to line the inside, stuffing, and of course some darning needles to get all that put together. I'm going to try to keep this tutorial as short as possible, main focus being on how to make this piece right here, and then I will show you, just like right now, how to construct it. These pieces are the granny square right here, and it's just, oops, it is just folded in half in order to make the eye section, or the head section I should say. So you take make 4 of these right here, and then you're going to fold it in half like this and place them like that. Place 2 of these together, sewn together, and that forms your body and your head for your owl. So we're going to get started with how to make this, and I'm using size 4 worsted weight yarn, just something completely typical, normal, that everyone will have on hand. If you're an avid crocheter, you probably have a ton of this. If you're brand new to crochet, I'm pretty sure you're going to have some of this as well, since it's the most common and easy to find yarn. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm using a 3.5 millimeter hook for this, if you can see that. And what we're going to do to start out this square is you're going to chain 16, and this is going to be chain 1. I'm going to kind of pinch and hold there, and then you're going to go ahead and chain up 15 more. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So right here, this loop on the hook never counts. You're going to skip this first chain right here and move immediately into the second chain with a single crochet. And then we're going to do a half double crochet. To do a half double crochet, all you have to do is wrap your yarn around your hook, and we're going to move into the very next stitch and do a half double crochet by pulling up a loop. And then you're going to have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to wrap your yarn again and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. All right, and then for the next 3 stitches, or actually 4 stitches, we're going to be doing double crochets. So you're going to go ahead and do a double crochet in the next 4 stitches. 1, and if you don't know how to do a double crochet, you wrap your yarn around your hook, you're going to insert it into the stitch, pull up a loop. Now you've got 3 on your hook. You're going to wrap your yarn again, pull through 2, and then you're going to pull through 2, and that completes your second double crochet. Now we're going to go ahead and do our 3rd, and finally our 4th. Now what we're going to need to do is do a treble stitch, and a treble stitch is where you wrap your yarn 2 times around your hook, and then you go like this, and then you're going to insert into that next stitch, pulling up a loop. Now you've got 4 loops on your hook. You're going to pull through 2. Ooh, try not to split your yarn like I just did. And then you're going to pull through 2 and pull through 2. All right, so we now have a total of, if you count these little V's back here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So the very next stitch, we're actually going to be doing a double treble. So that's wrap your yarn 3 times, insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. And now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to wrap our yarn again 3 times around the hook to do the double treble, and we're going to go back into that same exact stitch that we were just working in, and we're going to do the next double treble in that same stitch. So you're going to pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. So now we're right at the center point of our granny square that we're making. So we're going to go ahead and do a regular original treble. So wrap your yarn twice and go into the very next stitch, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. Now we're going to do 4 double crochets in the next 4 stitches. So go ahead and wrap your yarn, insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through 2, and pull through 2. And we're going to do that 3 more times. 2, 3, and 4. All right, now we're going to do a half double crochet in the very next stitch. So you're going to wrap your yarn, insert your hook, pull up a loop. Now you're going to pull through all 3 loops on your hook, and then this very last stitch right here, we're going to do a single crochet. Insert your hook, pull up a loop, 2 on your hook, and you're going to pull through both. So now here's where we're at. We have made one side of this granny square. So in order to go and move on to the next side, we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and we're going to turn our work slightly, kind of rotate it, move that tail out of the way, and we're going to go ahead and do a single crochet in this first stitch right here. So you have your knot right here that you can see where you started your slip knot, and we're going to move into this stitch right here and do a single crochet, just like so. And now we're going to do the same thing that we did on this other side, same thing we've been doing, and we're going to do a half double crochet in the next stitch, then 4 double crochets in the following stitches. So let's go ahead and do our half double. Insert your hook, pull up a loop, 3 on your hook, and we're going to pull through all 3. Now we're going to do 4 double crochets in the next stitches. Go ahead and insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through 2, and pull through 2. That's our first double crochet. We're going to do our second double crochet. 2 and so let's count back and kind of recap where we're at. We've done a single crochet right here, a half double right here, and we have 3 double crochets. We're going to do 1 more. And now what we're going to need to do is a treble stitch. So that's where you wrap your yarn twice around your hook, like so. We're going to insert into this next stitch and pull up a loop. We're going to pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. Now we're here at the center, and you can always tell once you've done the one side, if you look very closely here, there's 2 stitches right here, and we're working in this, so we're now at the center. So we're going to be doing the 2 double trebles separated by 1 chain. So to do your double treble again, you're going to wrap your yarn around your hook 3 times. Sorry, I've got some alpaca yarn in here. 3 times, and then you're going to go into this very next stitch right here, and you're going to insert your hook, pull up a loop. Now we're going to pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to wrap our yarn again and do the double treble again 3 times around the hook. We're going to insert the hook into the same exact space, pull up a loop, and then pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Now we're going to need to do our treble in the very next stitch. So you can go down here, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. And now we're going to do 4 double crochets in the following stitches. So you're going to go ahead and wrap your yarn, insert your hook, and there's your first double crochet. Now we're going to do our second, our third, and finally our fourth. Now we're going to need to do a half double crochet, a single crochet, and a chain 2 at the end to finish this up. So we're going to wrap our yarn, insert our hook and do our half double crochet. We're going to do our single crochet in the very next stitch. And now we're here at the end, so we need to go ahead and chain 2. And we want to go ahead and slip stitch around here to this first single crochet that we created when we started out. And so this is what you end up having. And now we're going to build out our sides, so we're going to need to go ahead and change colors here and kind of give it a little tug. You can see where we were working there in the center, and it will end up looking very nice. So we're going to go ahead and bind off your yarn, clip it, and change colors. You want to leave enough to kind of sew that in so that you don't have any way that this is going to come apart. And we're going to go ahead and get our second color, color B, and get that on our hook. And the way that I like to begin this is by going here to this single crochet that we began with, and that's where we're going to insert our hook. And we're going to slip on our yarn that we've got a slip stitch on, pull it nice and tight, and we are going to pull that on through, and you're going to do a chain to lock it in place, and then we're going to do a single crochet in this same stitch that we started in, the same single crochet from the previous row. We're going to do another single crochet in the top of that, and now we're going to do a half double crochet in the very next stitch. We're going to do 4 double crochets just like we did before into this very next set of 4 stitches. You're going to go ahead and do your 4. I have a little tangle in my yarn. Alright, so we're going to do 4 double crochets in the next 4 stitches. There's my first one. Here's my second one. Here is my third. Last but not least, there is my fourth. And now, just like before, we're going to do a treble stitch. The only difference is because we've ended up adding an additional stitch right here in the center that we've got separated by that chain 1, we're going to need to do 2 treble stitches into the next 2 stitches. So you're going to put a treble stitch here, and then we're going to go ahead and do a treble stitch again. That's wrap your yarn twice in the very next stitch. And now we're right here at the center. If you look, you can see that we're at this chain 1 space now, and that's what we're going to work into for our next stitch. We're going to do the double treble, chain 1, double treble into that chain 1 space. So we're going to work right here in this chain 1, pull up our loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. Now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to wrap our yarn 3 times around our hook again to do another double treble into the same chain 1 from the previous row. So we're going to go ahead and pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. So now to work our way back down on the other side, we're basically going to do everything we did on this side in reverse, just like we did before. So we're going to do 2 treble stitches back to back in the next 2 stitches. So here we are at this very next stitch, and make sure that you get into this stitch right here. You worked right here into this chain 1 space, so you do not want to forget about this stitch right here beside it. You need to push your stitches over a little bit maybe to see that, but you do not want to forget this because that'll throw your count off at the end and your square will get kind of wonky. And this square is not perfectly square anyway, so let's go ahead into that space and do the treble stitch. Now we're going to move on to this space right here beside it and do another treble. So we're going to wrap our yarn twice around our hook, and we're going to insert, pulling up a loop, then we're going to pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. So we've done 2 treble stitches. Now we're going to do our 4 double crochets. So that's just wrap your yarn once, insert into the stitch, and do 1 double crochet. In the next stitch, you're going to do your 2nd double crochet. Into the next stitch, you're going to do your 3rd double crochet. Into the next stitch, we're going to do our 4th double crochet. So now we're going to do a half double into the very next stitch right here, pulling through all 3 loops on your hook. And now we're going to do a single crochet right here in the very next stitch. This is the end of our original row. And now we're here at the chain 2 that we put at the very end that forms our kind of corner to turn around. So if you can see that, hopefully you can. So we're going to work 2 single crochets into this chain space that we created from the previous row. 1 and 2. And now we're over here at the very start of the other side, and we're going to do a single crochet because we've made our turn. So we're going to go ahead and do a single crochet in that next stitch, just like so. I'm going to pull out some more yarn. Now we're going to do a half double crochet in the very next stitch. And now we're going to do 4 double crochets in the next 4 stitches. So we're going to go 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, 3, and 4. So now we're going to need to do 2 trebles leading up to the center of our square. So we're going to wrap our yarn twice around the hook to do a treble, and then we're going to go into the next stitch, pulling up our loop, pulling through 2, pulling through 2, and pulling through 2. Now we're going to do our next treble into the very next stitch. Go ahead and do that. 2 and 2. And now we are here at our chain 1 space here at the center, and this is what our work looks like so far, like that. So we're going to go ahead and do a double treble into that chain 1 space. So we're going to wrap our yarn 3 times around our hook, go into that chain 1 space, pull up a loop, and we're going to pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to do another double treble right into that same chain 1 space right there. We're going to go in here, pull up our loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. And now what we're going to do is work our way back down, doing the same thing that we did to get up here. We're going to do that in reverse. So we're going to do 2 treble stitches, and you're going to want to make sure you pull these stitches that we just did. You want to pull those over out of the way and make sure that you get into this double treble stitch from the previous row. You want to get right into the top of that. So let's go ahead and do a treble, and we're going to wrap our yarn twice. We're going to insert our hook into that space, top of that stitch, and we're going to pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. And we're going to do a second treble stitch in the very next stitch so we can continue to work our way down. All right, and now we're going to need to do 4 double crochets in the next 4 stitches. Here's our first double crochet. Here is our second double crochet. Here is our third double crochet. And last but not least, our 4th double crochet. And now we're going to need to do a half double crochet in the very next stitch. So we'll wrap our yarn, insert the hook, pull up a loop, and then we're going to pull through all 3 loops on our hook. And now we're going to do a single crochet. And now we've made it here to the end, and we're going to go ahead, if you look right here, and pull that out a little bit, We are now at the chain 2 that we used to turn and go to the other side. We're going to go ahead and put 2 single crochets directly into this space right here that we created. So we're going in there, move these tails out of our way. We're going to do a single crochet again, so 2 into that same space. And now we're back here at our beginning, so we're going to need to go ahead and slip stitch to this very first single crochet right there. Get our yarn underneath there to slip stitch. We're going to insert the hook, grab your yarn and pull it through, and then you're going to pull it through the loop on your hook. And now you are complete. And this is what the square looks like. Always have to kind of stretch them out a little bit just because I've worked it, you know, I typically end up working it a little bit tighter than what I would like it to be, but it works out fine. They're not a perfect square, and that's kind of like, they're more of like a lantern shape. And honestly, if you were to want to use these for some other project other than an owl, I'm going to go ahead and bind off my yarn so I can show you something. If you were going to do something else with it, another suggestion that I have is you could make up quite a bit of these, and you could place them together and sew them together in a way that, kind of keep in mind I do have a completely different, the brown was too dark for camera, so these together though make a really pretty kind of flower motif to them. So you could actually use this in making a blanket, and it would be a very unique granny square blanket. Let me move that up a little bit so you guys can see a little better. You could do them all different colors, which is something I played around with the ones that I made originally. After I made my little first owl, I also played around with making those into something a little bit different. But for this tutorial today, I'm going to show you real quick again how we go about making, we're going to make 4 of these total. So you definitely want to make 4 of them. And then you're going to be sewing them together, leaving room for you to put the stuffing in after you've lined them. You do want to revert, on your reverse side, you do want to line them. Like I said in my other beginner video, I just used a pillowcase. That's what I had laying around, but you can use any type of scrap fabric. You're going to cut it as close as you can to fit the shape that we've made. Obviously, this is an odd shape, so it's not going to be perfect, but you want to line the back of them, and I do that by placing the fabric on using the same color yarn as what I've done this final row in, and you just sew it through just underneath the ridge. So if you're looking at it from the front, you're going to be sewing just underneath this ridge right here, the top of these stitches. You're going to sew right there, and you're going to make your pieces with lined, and then you're going to lay them out. You're going to sew up on the sides here all the way around, just like so, and you're going to leave room to stuff, put the stuffing inside. And then on the eye area, head area, you're going to take your piece that you made, and you're going to fold it in half like this, and you're going to place it just like so. You're going to sew in along this top edge. You're going to want to stuff it, possibly even go ahead and put on your eyeball. You can use buttons, or I'm going to show in another tutorial how to do some owl type eyes, something like this, which I feel like kind of owlish. Don't really go with this colors, but you get the idea of it. So you want to attach all that if that's what your preference is, and then you want to stuff them. And once they're stuffed, you have 2 options on sewing this together to the body that you've made. And after you stuff your body, obviously go ahead and close that up and sew it closed. But once we get to this point, you have 2 ways that you can do it. You've sewn it here, you've stuffed it on both sides, attached your eyes. But here, if you're wanting to get the look like the thumbnail had and everything, and I'll insert some pictures as well, if you're wanting to have kind of the separation between this head part and the body, then you're going to want to go ahead and sew these closed, and then you're going to attach those and sew them onto the body. If you do not want that and you want it to be kind of a continuous join, fluffy looking owl, and I do have an example of one of those that I'll show. Then you are going to have your sewn body, and you're not going to sew your head closed. You're just going to stuff it. You're going to then sew it onto the body to close that up, and that will give you a different look for this owl. My personal preference is to sew everything closed, body and head pieces, and then stitch them together. With the eyes on there, they look super cute. I think it's really cute, and like I said, I'm going to show how I made these in a separate video. Its original design is to have these eyes. So hopefully you've enjoyed this tutorial. Hopefully you find it very helpful. I do show in my other one exactly how I sew it together, so if you want to access my other tutorial, it's the beginner friendly version of this owl. It is already up on YouTube as well, and if you do like this video, please like it, share it, and subscribe so that you can see all my videos that are coming. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.